morning, YouTubers. It is bright and early, about 7 a.m. Monday morning. I am in O'Hare. This week we're heading to Louisville, then Boston, then New York City, before ending the week back in St. Louis. We're going to be talking about roadblocks. How do you deal with them? How do you deal with adversity? How do you get past them? But first stop, Louisville. All right, I made it to Louisville. I feel like I'm a little crooked. Do I look a little crooked? Go back a little bit this way. Had some great client meetings, heading to a client dinner tonight. But this week we're talking about roadblocks. The first thing that you do if you discover a roadblock, and this applies for a project that you're working on with work, something that you are struggling with at school, something that you're struggling with in your personal life, the first thing that I always try to do is remove the roadblock. And what actions can you take to try to actually remove that as an impediment to whatever you're trying to accomplish? And that's where I always start, because if I can stay on the same path and remove that roadblock, then it's gonna make life easier, and I can continue on the same path with the same plan, with the same journey. So I need to go run to my client dinner. On my way to Boston, good client meeting and dinner last night, and heading to Beantown. All right, made it to Boston. Made it to Boston. Beautiful city, Boston. An example of eliminating a roadblock is, let's say that you want in your career to be an accountant. You want to work in a public accounting firm. If you don't have an accounting degree, then that's a roadblock to working in the accounting profession. So a way to remove the roadblock is to go get an accounting degree. I mean, this is some complicated stuff that we deal with here on the Doug McCody vlog. But removing roadblocks is one way to deal with it. The other way to deal with the roadblock is to work around it. Now, some roadblocks you are simply not going to be able to work around. But in my profession, where I deal with cross-border taxation and businesses are trying to combine or do things, we many times run into roadblocks that we need to look for creative solutions to be able to find an alternative way to accomplish what we need to do. So, one of the things that I take a lot of pride in is coming up with ways to work around roadblocks. And so I'm going to get back to work. Good talking to you. Thursday morning, off to my another set of partner training meetings here in Boston. Heading for a pre-breakfast meeting at 7 a.m. It's a little early for me, but Oh, this is fantastic.
If it wasn't you, I would never.
This is awesome. I'm here with Stephen Moshe. Stephen is, what's your role these days? You are our regional international tax leader for the Northeast region. So Boston, DC, all the way down the coast through Florida.
All the way to Florida.
The topic for this week is really overcoming adversity, overcoming roadblocks.
There are several. Where do you start, right? Learning on the job is probably the most critical thing. And the way you learn on the job is surrounding yourself with, call them a board of directors or a board of advisors, a network of people who will say, this is how you do it. Instead of doing something in 3 steps, you can do it in 1 if you do it this way. So surrounding yourself and leaning on your network to help you think through things. I think that would be the one for
the way to overcome the roadblocks is to be able to lean on that network, get advice from others, and seek counsel when necessary.
That's absolutely right. Sitting, talking to you, Doug, I pick up 1 or 2 different ideas. I talk to somebody else, I pick up another idea, and you combine, adapt, and personalize all these ideas that help you keep pushing.
We spent a lot of time on the Doug McConey vlog talking about teaming culture and the power of teams, the necessary of teamwork, and really, thinking about our team members as ways to help overcome and help work around issues is a great thought. Stephen Moshe, thanks for participating.
Always a pleasure.
You're off the hook. Take care.
Made it to Logan Airport. Getting ready to head to St. Louis. I'm filming my vlog. I'm talking to Kelly on the phone as I vlog.
It is insane the amount of email that I get in this job. All right, so I'm back in St. Louis. I flew from Boston to St. Louis. I was originally supposed to go to New York for the day. That meeting got canceled. Roadblocks, barriers, obstacles, things that happen in your career, in your jobs, in your projects. How do you pass through them? We talked about removing. We talked about going around. The third piece, crash right through that thing. Sometimes sheer force, sometimes just sheer will is the way to break through a barrier. 2 weeks ago, we celebrated Steve Bybee's admission to the partnership at PwC. Well, as important, today is the PwC Promotion Day. For all those associates, seniors, and managers that have worked so hard, you should celebrate every step of the way, every promotion, enjoy it, reflect on what you've done, where you've been, how you've gotten there, and also reflect on your goals and what else is left to be done in your careers. So special congratulations to all of those at PwC for promotion party. This is the first and only year that I will miss the promotion party. Next week, 7-city week, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say again, next week, a 7-city week. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, smash that like button, people. Subscribe. This is about the algorithms. We've talked about the algorithms. I need likes. I need subscribers. I need followers on Instagram. I don't even Instagram, but you can find me on Twitter at Cross-Border Tax. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can obviously find me here on YouTube where you can subscribe below. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Doug McConey Vlog.